Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. Today in this video we are going to talk about the Noodler's Heart of Darkness. I've heard many good things about this ink and I have always wanted it, but it was out of stock at Everything Calligraphy for a while, so all I really had was a sample vial of it, which I also purchased from Everything Calligraphy around last year, I think. But recently I got an email alert that they have it back in stock, so I went ahead to the website and I couldn't see it from the page where the 3-ounce bottles were, but when I checked out the page where the 4.5-ounce bottles were, I saw it. I didn't really need that big of a bottle because the 3-ounce bottle would last me about 6 months, because I also use this ink for most other things like journaling or handwriting drafts. But I really wanted this ink and I don't have a 4.5-ounce Noodler's bottle yet with the eyedropper cap, so I went ahead and made the purchase, and I left a link for you guys down below. Inside the box is a list of all of the Noodler's inks to date and their properties. Some of these inks are really bizarre. I have tried out about a couple of them. They're really strange, but some of these inks are really good, like the Heart of Darkness and a couple of others that I have been using for many years now. And this is the bottle wrapped in plastic, which is how Everything Calligraphy ships its ink bottles to protect from spills. I have never had spilled ink from Everything Calligraphy, and inside the box is also this little leaflet about the nibs from Noodlers. And this is the 4.5-ounce bottle, which has the eyedropper cap, and I thought that it would be very handy in filling my sample ink vial that I bring around with me, so I went ahead and did just that. The ink also comes with a free pen. This is the Noodler's Charlie fountain pen, and it's an eyedropper. I don't think I'm going to use this pen. I am afraid of eyedroppers, and I'm not sure that I trust them the way that I trust converter filler pens and piston filler pens, but I will hold on to this pen anyway. Here is the gray Pilot Metropolitan that I have been using for my planner and everything else. I have talked about the Metropolitans in a previous video, which I will link down below. I have already washed and rinsed this pen, and I'm just wiping and tapping the parts dry. This pen used to contain Diamine Graphite, but I have been using that ink for years and years, and I felt that I needed a change. And like I said, I have always wanted to use Heart of Darkness because I have heard so many good things about this ink. And it is always best practice to clean and rinse and dry a pen between different inks. So that's what I did. I filled the pen from the vial, and here's a little trick that I do when filling a pen that's not yet completely dry and I don't have time to wait for it to dry completely, and thus might still have some tiny water droplets inside. I fill it with the ink, but only partially, and then I dump the ink out on a piece of tissue. That flushes out the remaining water, and then I go ahead and fill the pen like I normally do. I use just a teeny tiny amount of ink for this, just enough to flush out any water remaining in the feed. The ink looks good. I like it. It's not super duper black. It writes with noticeable shading. It looks more like a gray, a very dark gray or a charcoal gray, but it shows noticeable shading and it writes wet, which I prefer. Here is a comparison writing between Diamine Graphite and Noodler's Heart of Darkness, both written with a Pilot Metropolitan with a fine nib. The first 4 items in this task list have been written with Graphite, and the last 4 items are written with Heart of Darkness. Graphite looks more like a cool gray, and Heart of Darkness looks like a warm gray, and I like that. There seems to be equal amount of shading in both pens. I like writing with a Heart of Darkness. It feels lubricating enough, but ink performance is also dependent on the pen that we are using, so I can't give all the credit to this ink. Part of the credit also goes to the Pilot Metropolitan. I tried testing out the water resistance of the Heart of Darkness, and here I am writing something down onto Moe River paper inside my planner. This clip was taken at 10:50 in the morning. After a few seconds, I used a Zig Clean Color Real Brush pen, which is water-based, over the Heart of Darkness, and the Heart of Darkness lifted right up. When I applied more of the watercolor brush on the ink, most of the ink disappeared, but some of it was left, but it's just a very faint line, as you can see here. I waited until 11:04 and then took another light-colored Zig Clean Color Real Brush pen and tried to lift the Heart of Darkness with it, and this time there was less lifting of the ink compared with the one that we did earlier. After about 4 hours, I took a different Zig Clean Color Real Brush pen and did the same thing, and the Heart of Darkness did not lift as much. There was almost the same amount of lifting with the two different colors, this one right here and the one that I did at 11:04 with a pale green color, as you can see. And then I took a water brush pen and I slathered water all over the Heart of Darkness, and the ink did lift, as you can see, but some of it remained and it's still legible. Noodlers says that this ink is water resistant, and I have just confirmed that it is. If you put wet media all over the ink immediately after writing with it, less of the ink will remain, but it won't disappear completely. But if you wait a few hours, more of the ink will stay even if you get that ink wet. I really like this ink, and I think it will be my staple from now on. So it turned out to be a good thing that I got the giant bottle. For many years, I used Noodler's Jivago, which is a bulletproof ink, but of course that is green tinted black, and I like having something that is more neutral. Even if it isn't bulletproof like the Jivago, it is water resistant, so that's fine. And of course I like the name. It's named after that wonderful, unforgettable novel of the same name written by Joseph Conrad. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know what your staple ink is in the comments. Let's talk all about inks. Thanks for watching. Bye!